Hey there, Stampers. This is Susan with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. So welcome to the first week of our Designer Series Papers month, really. This is Mystery Case Challenge number 22. This is going to be our first project. So this week's challenge instructions were a little different. We're going to make a 3-in-1 patterned paper cards this week. So today we're going to do card number 1. We're going to use a 12x4 section. On card number 2, we're going to use a 12x3, and on card number 3, we're going to use 12x5. Okay, so I've got my 12x12 piece here, and I've segmented it into 3 sections: 4 inches, 3 inches, and 5 inches. So today we're going to use the 4-inch section. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these 2, and those will come later in another video. Then in addition to that, I've said that you should get some neutral cardstock that coordinates. I happen to be using Whisper White today. Some coordinating colored cardstock if you want to use that for any kind of additional layers or embellishments. Some ink, some embellishments if you have them. A coordinating stamp set. So now this is the poinsettia paper. I didn't purchase the poinsettia stamps, so I'm going to be using the Peaceful Boughs stamp set for my coordinating stamp set. And why is it coordinating? Because I have these pine cones, which I also have pine cones in my pattern paper, and I kind of feel this is a Christmassy paper, and that's got some Christmas sentiments, so I'm going to put the 2 of them together. You're going to want to have your paper trimmer and your scoring tool handy, and then if you want to use framelits or paper punches, you can do that as well. Okay, so let me get started. Now, usually I make up a card ahead of time, and then I have a sample that I'm then copying for you in the video. Well, that's not the case today. We're going to wing it right from the start. Now, I did make a card similar to this pattern a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to show that to you later this week on the blog. But today's pattern is a little bit different than what I did then. So what we're going to do is our 12x4 piece of pattern paper. I have scored it 1/2 inch on each end and 6 inches right in the middle. Okay, so we're going to fold back one of our 1/2 inch sections, and then we're going to fold up the other one. I know, follow along, you'll see. Alright, so I've got those 2. Now, when I put those ends together, I should be at my 6 inch score in the center. Okay, so if you didn't want to score the center, you could just do your 2 halves, fold them, and then fold it in half. So now, that's going to be my card base. Okay, I'm going to use the DSP, the pattern paper, as my card base. So to make that a little firmer, we're going to line the inside. This is where one of your neutral pieces come in handy. Mine is 5 1/4 by 4, I want to say. I suppose I could measure it right here, and I will put it in the instructions for this one. Mine is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4 for my inside piece. And I am using my thick Whisper White because this is not thick pattern paper, it's thin. I want to give the card a little bit of substance, so I am using the thicker paper on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this on the inside. So just put some adhesive on it. Now I'm going to tuck this in right like this. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive to this 1/2 inch flap at the bottom and just fold that up. Okay, so now I've got my inside, the whole inside of my card is going to have this beautiful paper on the inside with my place where I can stamp my greeting or write my note, but then I've also got this fun paper ribbon at the bottom, and that's all from one section of paper. Okay, so now here's my front. So now, what am I going to do with my front? Okay, so I'm using the Peaceful Boughs stamp set. I've already said that. This comes with a framelit, this one here. Okay, and I've decided I'm going to use that on the front. So I've already die cut that. I'll go ahead and pop these little triangles out. Now there is the smaller one, so I really could use the smaller one as well, but I think I want to go with the bigger one. Okay, so I have that. Then I have pine cones I've already die cut Now I had some scrap gold foil on my paper, so I've decided to do them in gold. Okay, I thought the gold would go well with the soft suede and the bumblebee colors in there. So you obviously could do them in a color, or you could stamp them and then die cut them with this set. That would be fine too. Okay, I'm going to get out our 2 greetings. So I've got Season's Greetings. So I'm going to put that on my grid paper and put my block down on it. And then I've got the inside greeting. I'm going to do the same thing. Alright, so my sentiments are ready. Now if I wanted to, I could add some bows, but I don't really have bows in this paper, so I'm going to skip that part. Okay, so now the next piece. Our card could open up and down. Okay, but our card could also open to the side. So I have to make some decisions here before I stamp my sentiment. So I could go like this, right, and have my sentiment like that, or I could go like this and have my sentiment either go this way or this way. I think I'm going to tend to go this way with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. I'm using Garden Green because that's the coordinating color in the paper. And I'm going to stamp the Season's Greetings on the front. So I can see through my block, I can see my die cut, and I'm going to put this centered on that die cut. Okay, so now I've got Season's Greetings. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to probably put that on dimensionals, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Now, I also went and got my scrap Garden Green paper. So I use these 6x9 clear cellophane envelopes that you guys can get from me. And I put all my coordinating cardstock in one and I label it. So I've already gone and grabbed that, and I have a couple pieces of Garden Green scrap. These are about, they're 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little extra flare to the one on the front, I think. So I'm going to layer it behind or over the top, or just snug up. Choices, choices. I think. Yeah, I don't think I want that much to show, so I'm going to hide it behind just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, once again, I'm going to use my adhesive. I'm going to run it down. Now, of course, this is longer than my card. I want it to tuck in a little bit. So if I place it like that, that'll fold over. Okay. So I'm adhering that down, and then I'm going to run adhesive along my edge and just fold that back like I did on the inside. Okay. Now I'm going to take my snips and I'll just trim off the piece that's on the edge. Okay. So now I've got all my folds and creases. They've all been put down the way they're supposed to be. And I've got this extra green edge here that kind of ties the 2 papers together. Okay, so let me go ahead and put some dimensionals on my sentiment tag here. Now, this I'm going to put kind of in the middle and to just overlapping that green a little bit. Okay, so that kind of all lines up like that. And then I've got my pine cones. So I'm going to just take a glue dot and I'm going to roll it between my finger. And I'm going to find a spot on the back of my pine cone where I can kind of squish it in there. Let's see. Let's have this one go that way. And I'll do the same thing on the little guy. Kind of get him in where he's not going to poke through a hole. They're squishy, so you can kind of work them into a spot. Okay, I'm going to put this one down like this. Okay, so now I've got my decoration on the front, and then I just have to stamp my inside. So I'm going to take the longer greeting. I'm going to put this right in the middle. There we go. Okay, and then for my envelope, I have an envelope. Hold on, do I have an envelope? Oh no! Alright, well, I don't have a white envelope to stamp today. Sorry guys. To open a new package of white envelopes. Okay, I think on my envelope I'm just going to stamp the season's greetings again. So there is the front and there is the inside. Now again, remember we started with a 4x12 section and the DSP became our card base. So that kind of gives you a clue. These sections of DSP are going to be our card bases. If you have specialty DSP, that is the thicker cardstock, for our pattern paper, you could use the thinner cardstock to line it if you wanted to, but if you're using the thinner paper, I suggest you guys use the thicker cardstock. Alright, there's card number 1. I hope that inspired you. It wasn't very difficult, it's just measuring, cutting, scoring, and folding, right? So have some fun. Be patient for card number 2. I will share it tomorrow. So I'll do card number 1 on Monday, card number 2 on Tuesday, card number 3 on Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday I'll show you a couple extra projects. Okay? Alright, have a great week guys. Do some fun stamping, and remember to share me your photos. If you're on the Stampin' Chat group, you can post them over there. That's our customer group on Facebook. You can post them direct there, write them up the way you want to, let us all ooh and all of them. If you're not part of my VIP customer group, you can email me your photo and I'll share them here on the blog. Okay? Or if you can do both, you're welcome to do both. I'll post them in both places. So, that's it guys. Remember, if you need any help with orders, you can contact me, Susan at pumpkinhillstampers.com, and I will help you as best I can. Alright everybody, have a great day. Bye-bye.